All right, I want to welcome you to this video training. We're going to be talking today about introduction to list building. List building, the heart and soul of internet marketing. The money is in the list, and I know you've heard that many times, and it is so true if it's done properly. You can go about list building all wrong, and if you get it wrong, you're not going to see the money that's in that list. You need to be able to grab your share of that money that's there and do this properly, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about, first of all, the introduction to list building. Now, if I was to tell you one thing, and one thing only about internet marketing, I would tell you the following. Build a list. It is very important that you start from the very beginning of your efforts of marketing to start building that list. And the reason is simple. It's a lot harder to get a new customer than it is to sell to an existing one, and that's just a plain fact. It's like proven that it's like 5 times harder and more costly to get somebody on your list in the first place than it is to sell to them over and over again. So that's why we're going to be starting out teaching you how to build that list. The power of list building lies in the ability you have as a marketer to contact your leads over and over again to build a relationship and present special offers to them, turning them into buyers. We're going to be discussing that process. One of the most powerful and simple ways is to give away a free offer in exchange for the visitor's email and name via a squeeze page. And that's going to be pretty much the theme throughout this list building course, is teaching you how to get that squeeze page set up, giving away a free offer, and then turning that lead into a hot buyer. That's where it's all at. The basic list building process is you're going to start out. Step one is you have to research your target market. This is vitally important, and this is probably one of the biggest reasons most people fail when it comes to their list building efforts. They put no research into it. They don't know who their target customers are. They don't know what the problems are, their wants, the needs. They don't know who their competition is that they're going up against. They don't know the language that their market is speaking. They fail to research, and they skip to step number 2, and they try to create that irresistible offer. And as you can see, that offer has to solve the problems of the target market, and it has to have a unique selling proposition. There has to be a uniqueness to it when it's solving that problem. And if you don't know step number 1, if you don't know the research, if you don't go through that process, how do you know the problems that you're out there to solve? If that product is not solving your target market's real problems, it's not going to be an irresistible offer. And your offer, even your free offer, has to be irresistible. It has to be unique. It has to say, I need this over top of everybody else's in the business. Step number 3 is give your irresistible offer away. In exchange, you get the contact email or the opt-in. And that is what, that's basically that gets that person on your list. You take that irresistible offer, you take it to your target market, and they give you, in exchange for that offer, their important contact information. Step number 4 is you have to have a follow-up series ready to go. This is going to be your product funnel, and this is the fun part. This is where all the money is really at, because as you notice, you haven't really made any money up to this time. You're giving away things for free. But the follow-up message series is where it's all at, and you build relationships through this, and you do your pre-selling through your follow-up message series. This is where you get that, you have a little bit better opportunity to get your message out to that list that you're building and pre-sell them on the products that you're going to be selling. Step number 5, build a loyal following of paying customers, and that's what it's all about. So here's your basic list building needs that you're going to need to get started. First of all, you're going to have a GoDaddy or Namecheap.com. You're going to have to go to that to get yourself a domain name that lines up, got good keywords for your toward your targeted niche that they're going to be looking for. It's important that you get a good domain name. You're going to have good hosting to host that domain name and to host your sales pages, your squeeze pages, your free offers. And my recommendation is HostGator, Bluehost. If you're getting started out, they're great hosting companies to get started with. I like HostGator. It's got a cPanel both of those have a cPanel that you can work with, and that's one of the important things that you also want to be looking for when it's a hosting. There's many hosting companies out there. Get out there and check them out. These are a couple of my favorites that I would recommend to beginners. Next, you're going to need a squeeze page and a sales page. That squeeze page to give away that free offer, to get that contact information. You're going to have sales pages ready to go for that. Start them into that product funnel so that you can start getting the money. You're going to have an autoresponder. My recommendations are going to be number one is going to be aweber.com. I love that. I love that autoresponder. It's got all the features that you need to really build and manage a good list. My second one would probably be getresponse.com. These are two great ones that will grow with you as you're going, and that's something that's very important, to choose an autoresponder that you can grow with, because it's really hard to switch when you're midstream. Next, you're going to need an offer, and that should say an irresistible offer. Not just any offer, has to be a free irresistible offer, and you also need a paid irresistible offer, because you not just want to start up a business where you're always giving things away. Your goal is to get somebody to buy, so you need an irresistible offer that lines up perfectly, that complements that free irresistible offer. It takes them farther through into the process. Next, you're also going to need more higher end products. So it just doesn't stop with that free list building offer and one more after that. You need a whole product funnel set up that leads that customer from entry all the way to where you want them to go, where they are successful. You want to lead them each step of the way, delivering more content to them, and each step that you deliver more content or they buy another program, it leads them further to the solution of their problem. You also can have well-positioned affiliate products. This is going to be your product funnel. Affiliate products are great. You do not need to create all of the products yourself. You can use affiliate products that fit into your funnel, but make sure that you position them properly so that it's going to make sense to the customer when they're showing up. Don't just throw any affiliate product in there just because it was doing a great job with somebody else. Your list might not accept it, especially if you position it wrong in the product funnel. You're going to need support. This is something that's really important. My recommendation is get a support desk. A lot of people just starting out think that they can do it through email support. I do not recommend it. There is too many holes for people to fall into, and your support can just basically fail on you, which can ruin your business. I'm going to suggest that you start with a support desk from the very beginning. If you're going to have an email list, you're going to have support. Traffic, you're going to have free methods and paid methods, but you have to get traffic to that squeeze page so for them to get that, pick up that irresistible offer. These are the basic list building needs that you're going to be needing. So why do I need an email list anyways? Basically, you want an online presence. If you're going to be starting an online business, you want to be seen. You want your presence, your brand, your company name, whatever it is that you want, that you're going for there, you need to have that online presence. An email list that you use regularly gives you an easy way to keep your name in front of your customer and prospects on a continual basis. And this is where it's all at, where you got this email list, and now it's easy for you to continually go back to these people that are on your list, to these prospects, to your customers, and continually keep your presence known there. Once they get on your list, you don't want to just forget about them. You want to keep that presence going. It's an email list helps you build credibility and expert status. After all, you're providing all this great information. You must know what you're talking about, and that's what's going to go through the mind of most of those people on your list, is as you provide them with the information that they need that solves their problem, they're going to see you as the credible expert. They're going to give you that expert status that you really need. Connection and control. Stay connected to your list and in control of what and when you feed them. Before a person comes onto your list, you have no control over them whatsoever. They can come to your basically your squeeze page and leave at any time. They can show up to a sales page, leave at any time. Unless you capture that name and email, once they show up to your website, you have no control. But once they give you that name and email, now you have control in a way to stay connected to them and control what you feed them and when you feed it. Also, it's leverage, and the larger your list, the more leverage you have. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. It's not just all about the larger list, but it's going to be a good quality list that you're going to need. But the larger your list, the more leverage you have. A lot of people try to get JV partners, and if they're just starting out, those JV partners do not even give them a second look. But the bigger your list grows, the more leverage you have, because they're going to see you as somebody that can actually do something for them now as far as promoting their products. So make sure that you're working toward your list building efforts at every step, and because you're going to have a whole lot more leverage when it comes to getting partnerships and making money online. It's also a great way to solicit feedback. Email lists give you a simple way to solicit feedback from the real experts, your customers themselves. They are the ones that know exactly what they want and need. A lot of time, and they're going to be able to share with you some really important feedback. A lot of people are like, I don't know what to create for my products. If you listen to your customers and get them to give you feedback on some of the things that you've already done, it's ways for you to improve upon the products that you've already created. It's also a way to develop the products that they still need that maybe you didn't think about. Always be listening to them. Maybe you're teaching them, a simple example would be you're teaching them how to set up a website. Well, you ask them, your customers, how did the training go? Is there anything that you could tell me? And what they can come back with is say, you know what, great training, but I don't understand the technical aspects of setting up the website. You didn't really cover that. This offers you an opportunity to put in place a good position technical course possibly, or to offer some training yourself if you're technical. So make sure that you solicit feedback. Further education. Some products and industries require more education before the prospects are ready to purchase. You starting them out with that free offer, and as you go, they're going to need more education. They want to be continually learning the process themselves. And it's most of the times in most of the fields, it's going to require more education as they go, because things are going to continually be changing. So when you have changes, you are able to keep them abreast of these changes and further educate them. Revenue. Starting, growing, and maintaining an email list of targeted subscribers is one of the most profitable things you can do to build a successful business online. Now, not every prospect will become a subscriber. That's just a fact. Every one of them that comes onto your list is not going to buy from you. Some of them are going to get off probably as fast as they came on. That's just part of the business. And not every subscriber will turn into a loyal customer. But you'll find you're much more successful selling to your list than you are to a group of relative strangers. You begin to build a relationship. They get to know you. They get to trust you. They start to like you. And it's much easier to sell to those loyal customers over and over again than it is to start cold turkey with somebody just showing up to your website that doesn't have any clue of who you are or what your product offers really mean. When somebody starts to see the real value that you have that are on your list now, they start to trust you to deliver that value, and they're going to buy from you over and over again. The person that shows up the first time to your website, they don't understand who you are or the value that you have to offer yet. It's instant traffic. When you have a list built, you can drive instant traffic at will to sites of choice, providing it is in line with what your targeted subscribers want. Anytime you want traffic, you have it with just a couple clicks of the mouse without having to pay for it or write boring articles and make endless forum and blog posts. Getting traffic is one of those things that really bogs people down. It takes a while to build it up. As you get that list built up, you have instant traffic. So when you have a product that you want to get out to them, instead of having to go out and find the traffic, you have that list right there. You just send that out, send out a broadcast message, or put it in your follow-up messages series, or whatever choice that you make at that point. but you instantly can get that message out to the masses. If you've got 20 people on your list, that's 20 more people than trying to just go out and get traffic. If you got 500 people on your list or 1,000 people, the bigger your list, the more instant traffic that you have right there at your fingertips to get your message out. It's an asset. When you build your list, you are creating an asset that is worth money. You are investing in your future. That list is going to be one of the most valuable assets of your entire online marketing business. All right, let's talk about list quality or list quantity. Basically, qualified prospects only. That is what you want to be striving for. You want to invest the majority of your precious marketing dollars and time in converting qualified targeted prospects, and not just blasting your marketing message out to the masses. A lot of people get this wrong. A lot of people figure if I just get my message out to as many people as possible, I'm going to be more successful, and that is not the case. Now, if those masses are totally qualified for, they're very targeted, then yes. But a lot of people just say, I just want to get my message out there, and they really don't target the right people. You want qualified prospects only on your list. Anybody else is wasting space, and it's wasting your time writing an email for that person because they're not interested in what you have. They're not sold out to 100% to what you have. So make sure that it's qualified prospects only that you are targeting as you're building your list. We want quality leads, very specific and targeted list of opt-ins with well-built relationships between list owner and opt-in. These are easier to monetize. When you focus on the people that are specifically looking for what you are trying to solve, they're looking for a solution to the problem that you have the answers to. Those are good quality leads, and you can build a easier relationship with them. And once that relationship gets built, it's much easier to monetize than just sending it out to the masses. Now, it's also great to have quantity, as we were discussing earlier. But what you want is a number of qualified targeted opt-ins with well-built relationships between list owner and opt-in, just like we were talking about. You have more leverage and more money. Now, the reason I say this is the quantity, the more targeted leads that you have on your list, the more targeted buyers that you have, you're going to have more leverage. If a JV partner gives you a promotion and you send it out to your list and it's not that target of a list, and you don't make a lot of sales, that really doesn't help you in the leverage department. But that good quality, good amount of quality leads, and you send that promotion out and you really converts well because it was well targeted, they're going to see you as somebody that can do some major damage for them and really generate some income. You've got more leverage because they're going to start spreading your name around. It's like, hey, so and so did a great job for me. They got a really good list. I think it would fit your and they start recommending you, and you've got a lot more leverage and a lot more money coming in if you have good quality leads and focus on building a number of good quality targeted leads. You want to strive for quantity of qualified leads, and that's what it's all about. Yes, you want the quantity, but you want quantity of qualified leads. All right, let's talk about these freebie seeker lists and the buyers list. There's a couple different kind of lists that you can generate, and we're going to be talking a lot about the freebie list that we're going to be creating. But basically, we talk about freebie seekers, and those are on your list that are not necessarily looking for something that they have to pay for. There's a lot of people out there like that. They go around looking for things that they can get for free. They entered your list in exchange for something for free promoted through a squeeze page. Now, you're looking at it, it's like, well, why would I want to give something away and get these people on there? It's going to take some time to build some relationships with them, but what they're doing is they're at least showing you interest in what you have. If you've developed that squeeze page, that your headline and everything on it are really targeting your market, they show up, it's going to be of interest, and they're going to opt in, and that starts giving you the control to build that relationship and start getting them to buy. But a lot of these people are going to be coming to your list just looking for something for free, and it's going to be your job now to start building that relationship with them. You also have a buyer's list. Those are on your list who have taken out their credit card and have purchased a product or service from you. Until they do that, they are nothing but somebody sitting on your list for free. Your job is to get them to take that credit card out and purchase a product or service from you. They've entered your list in exchange for something that required an actual transaction of money, usually come through a sales page. So your job is going to be getting them from that squeeze page through the sales page process and actually pulling out their credit card and buying from you. And once they do that, something really important to think about, we'll be talking about that later, is taking them and moving them from that free list and identifying them as a buyer. So you can, because you're going to want to start marketing different to them. You're going to want to start treating them a little bit differently. You know, these are going to be the guys that are going to be your bread and butter. So really start paying attention to these people and treating them right. Both take work to turn into hot paying customers that know you, like you, and trust you, and that will continue to buy from you over and over again. Now, why would they both take work? Let's say that you start your list building out with a product launch, and maybe you had a very successful product launch and you put 10,000 actual buyers on your list. Even, you know, you would think that you would have it made. The problem is that all of these buyers now just came from somebody else's recommendation that they're already buying through, that they know and like and trust already. They're coming to you on somebody else's recommendation. They still don't know you. They still don't know, really like you that much. How can they when they don't know you? They don't trust you. They trusted the person that just basically sent them to your list, and they trusted the recommendation. So it's going to be your job, whether they come on as a freebie seeker or a buyer, to go through the process of building that relationship to turn them into hot paying customers, somebody that knows you, likes you, and trusts you. And so it's going to take work on both. No matter which way somebody comes to your list, it's going to take work to turn them into a hot buyer that is going to buy from you over and over again. Now, we're going to talk about that free list. Free is good. Your free gift is your doorway to your marketing funnel. It is the key to building your list, establishing your expertise, building relationships, pre-selling, and enhancing your brand. It's a great way to get started because people do not feel threatened. You know, they go through they've been through this process. They know that they can get off at any time if they don't like what's going on. They basically don't feel threatened. They don't feel like there's so much risk involved because it's free. If the product doesn't come, well, it was free to get on anyways. They can unsubscribe. If the product was no good, well, they'll find out right away that they can't trust you to deliver the value that you promised, and they can get off your list. They don't feel that threat. So free is good. It helps you to basically start building that relationship. It starts helping you build that expertise that you need to get that person to see, that just opted in, to see that, yes, you know what you're talking about and you can deliver what you promised. Helping you to build a relationship. And pre-selling. Once somebody's on your list, even if it's from a free gift, this allows you now an opportunity to send a message out that is going to pre-sell them into what you want them to buy. Let's say that somebody got on your list with a free offer, and you immediately tried to sell to them, which is something that you're going to want to do because they're saying they're interested right now, and that's a good time to sell to them. So you sent them to a special offer right away, and they didn't take you up on it. Maybe they're not sold yet. They don't really trust you that much, so they need a little bit more time. Well, now you can start marketing a good, basically pre-selling techniques to them, where you start really talking about your products, building that relationship a little bit, and getting them to trust you and seeing the value that you have to offer, so that when you promote that special offer to them again, that they can trust it a little bit more and, you know, offer another opportunity to buy. It also starts enhancing your brand. When subscribers come to your website, you can give high value free incentives in exchange for their name and email. This is called permission marketing. They're basically saying, yes, it is okay for you to continue to send me emails once I double opt into your list. I was interested in your free offer. Thank you for it. And now it is okay for you to start sending me emails because I'm going to make the decision here later on down the road whether or not I'm staying with you. Not many of us can resist something for free in this life. So if you have an attractive offer, you are one step away from getting that customer on board and building a profitable relationship with them long term. But remember, you have got to think good products. That has to be of tremendous value. I want you to think freemium. Even though it is free, it must be of premium value. Don't just sit there and throw out some crappy little report that really has no content in it whatsoever, because this is your basically foot in the door. This is your first impression. They're going to look at what you're offering them for free. Once they get that, they're going to go through that product, and if they see nothing but garbage, no content, no value, no solution to their problem, they're not going to stick around. They're looking for someone that is really going to deliver the goods. That free product is not going to be something that you just picked up some PLR rights to and just threw back out of them. You can do that, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, because there's a lot of great PLR out there, private label rights products, where you can put your name on it, but you better make sure that it's good. Add some more value to it, use it for your own branding or whatever that you want to, but you must deliver premium value from the very beginning, because that's what they're going to come to expect from you, and you want to over deliver every avenue that you possibly can. Now we're going to talk about freebie seekers training. We do not want to train people just to be freebie seekers, and that is so easy to do when it comes to list building with free products. Avoid training freebie seeker leads to stay freebie seekers. We don't want them to stay freebie seekers. If you keep them that way, they're just wasting your time. And some of the autoresponders, once you get over 10,000 or a certain amount, you start paying for more. And if you're building a list of people that are never buying from you, you're paying for people just to sit on your list and get free content from you. Stop letting freebie seekers feed on your guilt and take up all your time and drag you away from more profitable activities in your business. They will do this over and over. They'll send you messages to your support, and they will lay this big story out on you. Some of it may be true, but you got to be looking at it as you can't feel guilty about what's going on. It's your job to educate them and to take them and get them out of the situations that they're on, and that's what you're trying to do. But you're never going to do that if you just let them continue to feed off your guilt and just continue to deliver a bunch of free products, because that's not where the real value that you've got to offer is going to be. It's going to be those paid products and services that are going to take them farther along and to eventually to the goal that they're looking for. Create a good library of content and helpful resources, both paid and free, and direct freebie seekers to help themselves. So what you want to do is get a good library of content and helpful resources, and when these freebie seekers are coming after you looking for this, you direct them to this library of content and resources, or a lot of, like FAQs, different things that they have that you can help them with. But you're going to send them there to help themselves instead of you. A lot of them will want you to get on a phone call with them, or maybe you can start up question and answers, and you just keep going where you're just giving and giving and giving, and they have no reason to ever buy anything from you then. If they're really serious about getting help, they're going to help themselves. If they're not serious about it, they're not going to even look at your resources or whatever. They're just going to keep complaining. Eventually they're just going to drop by the wayside. If that's what they do, that's what they do. You've got to learn to not stop feeling guilty. You know what you have to offer. You know where you can take somebody, and if you don't, you shouldn't have been into the business in the first place. If you know that you've got good value and that where you're leading that person is going to lead them to what they need, the ultimate solution, then that's your job to take them there. And don't feel guilty if they're just not willing to go there. Turning freebie seekers into buyer, there's 3 different things that you have to have in place. You need to build a relationship. You need to build trust so they get to know you, like you, and trust you. You need to build credibility. You need to become the go-to expert. So basically, you're going to continue to provide content to them that is going to build this trust and this credibility so that they can see you as an expert. They're not going to buy from you unless they know that you actually have something of value for them to buy in the first place. You need to over deliver at every opportunity, more than the customer expects. I like to add a surprise element where you over deliver more value than they ever even dreamed or thought that was possible. You know, they're already like, wow, you way over delivered it, and now look what you've done. It's kind of like that wow effect. It's like they're like, this is totally amazing. You know, he keeps over delivering this. I can't wait to see what the paid products are. You know, make sure that every opportunity that you have, you over deliver, because that's going to build that trust and credibility. And you need to have a good follow-up. You need to follow up immediately, persistently, and consistently, and persuasively. And I want to say those again. You need to follow up immediately, persistently, consistently, and persuasively every step of the way. So basically, once somebody gets on your list, you immediately start the follow-up process. This is what it's going to take. If you have no follow-up whatsoever with your list when they get on there, if you don't remain consistent and persistent and use persuasive tactics to get them, you know, to start buying from you, they're just going to fall off the, you know, the wayside and forget about who you even are. You need to be consistent in your follow-up. You want to automate this as well, the follow-up, you know, because it's a lot of work with your follow-up. You want to get this all set up and then have it automated, and that's where our autoresponders are going to be coming in. So basically, turning freebie seekers into buyers, you must work on building relationships, work on over-delivering every opportunity, and your follow-up. And again, the autoresponders that I would recommend are going to be Aweber and GetResponse autoresponder. These would be the ones that, if I were you, I would look into, really take a look at, you know, what they have to offer and which one is going to fit your needs as far as cost and what each one of them does. Make sure that you look at every little aspect. They all have good training videos that you can take a look at, and really, you know, they'll do a good job of letting you know exactly what they're capable of doing. But both of these allow your business to grow, and they're going to grow with you. One of the most important steps you'll ever take as an email marketer is in choosing to power your mailing list by establishing an account with a professional autoresponder provider. You do not want to sit there and, first of all, you're not going to be able to use your own personal email to start delivering them, because you've got to have some kind of a unsubscribe system, which your autoresponders are going to set in place for you automatically. You know, you set them up and it automatically gives your customer that opportunity to unsubscribe whenever they want. You're not going to want to do it in your personal email. It's just going to consume your whole time. You want it set up under your autoresponder where you can set in these automation. It's difficult to switch autoresponder providers once you've established a mailing list, as your subscribers will have to resubscribe to your new list in order to continue to receive your broadcast. So make sure that whatever you pick the first time, that's what you plan on sticking with, because once you make a move to switch autoresponders, if you want to get somebody from one list to the other, normally if it's a good autoresponder, they're going to have to basically subscribe again to that list, and you're going to lose a lot of people. They're not going to understand, they don't like the change, whatever it is, you're going to lose a lot of people. So make sure from the very beginning that you choose your autoresponder wisely. Keep this in mind when you begin building your list, and choose to create an account with a reputable autoresponder company right from the start. And that's why I'm recommending Aweber is probably my first choice, and then GetResponse. Autoresponder benefits are they guarantees high delivery and deliverability and performance. It's up to the autoresponder, you know, it's their basically service on the line as well, you know, for them to be able to guarantee that, you know, that they can deliver your emails and the performance that's, you know, so they're looking to really serve you as well, so they're going to do a good job. They guarantee high deliverability. That's their job, is to ensure that your email gets delivered. It helps you to segment your list, and what we're talking about here is to be able to identify people on your list as maybe they're there for free, they bought your front-end offer, they're in a coaching program. Each step of the way you can move them and segment them so you know exactly who is on your list and what they've done and what needs to happen yet for each one of those. But an autoresponder allows you to segment your list, safeguards your mailing list, and helps you effectively manage your leads. And this is something that's really important. It safely protects those lists, so you know keeps them from everybody else being able to spam them, and it helps you manage the leads that you have on. We just talked about the list segment segmenting. It helps you to be able to understand and know who's there and to be able to manage them properly. Provide important data and statistics to help you better communicate with your subscriber base. So you're going to be able to tell your open rates, who actually took action when they actually got in there. Did they click on your links that you had in there? You know, so you're able to follow them. You're able to do split testing. You're able to test your emails to find out, you know, what kind of subject lines are working better. You know, that really provides you some really important data and statistics. You can find out what time of the day, you know, was best to send out your emails. There are so many very important things that an email autoresponder can help you with to help you better communicate with your subscriber base. With autoresponders like GetResponse and Aweber, you're able to set up an unlimited number of mailing lists, each one featuring customized codes and serves as your opt-in box. So you're able to set up several different lists. You know, as you grow, they grow with you. Once you're over a certain limit, yes, you're probably going to have to pay a little bit more monthly, but that's okay because your list is growing. You've monetized it, and you're able to afford it at that time. So it grows with you. But it also allows you to create that customized code that is going to serve as your opt-in box. Now, a lot of people, when they come to a squeeze page, they wonder where that little subscriber box comes that allows you to put your name and email. That code is created in your autoresponder. It ties your squeeze page into your autoresponder so that it knows. So basically, when somebody opts in, it's telling your autoresponder what list to put them on and, you know, where they need to safely put them. That's where that code is, and we'll get into that later on in the training as well. Send out follow-up and broadcast emails. So your autoresponder allows you to be able to create a good follow-up, to automate that follow-up series, and like I said, it's very important. And also allows you to broadcast your whole entire list or portions of your list, whatever you choose, all at once. You can click a couple little buttons and automatically send out a broadcast list email to your whole entire list at one time if that's what you choose to do. Instead of individually sending an email out, you've got everybody on your list at one, you know, basically one click of a button, and you're ready to, you can instant traffic. Automation, which is probably the most important part of it. A lot of people say, you know, you can do internet marketing, make money online, sitting around the house in your underwear, you know, off on vacation. And the reason that they say this is not because it's just so easy to do. It's just that once you get everything set in place, automation takes over, so you consistently are bringing people onto your list and they continually go through the same follow-up. You know, you tweak it as you go, but you have that process set up where somebody comes onto your list and they immediately start going into your process through your follow-up emails, through that follow-up that you set up through your autoresponder. So it allows automation, and that's something that's important because it's going to allow you the freedom to go out and do things that are really going to help, you know, build your list even more. If you're always continually, you know, working on the follow-up and stuff and without automating, you're never going to have that the chance to actually work on building that list even more and creating the products that you need to create. One of the things that most people don't tell you you need when you start your list building is they forget the support desk. Like I said in the beginning of this training, if you have a list, you're going to have to serve support. People are going to come to you with questions. Even with that free product, you know, maybe it didn't download properly or they didn't get it. They're coming to you with support. And if you are not set up to handle support properly, it will kill your business. People will start talking about it. You've got social media out there like Facebook and Twitter and stuff. And when somebody's not happy with you, immediately they start lashing out, and they lash out at these things, and it just goes viral, and this will totally destroy your business. Now, don't be scared of it, because if you have, you know, the support in place, proper support, and you handle it well, you're not going to have to worry about that problem. From time to time, you're going to have somebody that's just, you're not able to please at all, but for the most part, if you're prepared for the support before you start your list building, as you're going into it, you're going to be farther ahead than most people ever will. And this is something that's going to help you be distinguished in the marketplace as something unique about you, about your support. Because if you have good support, they're going to do the same thing. You know, people are going to go out and start talking. It's like, yeah, so-and-so, I opted into his list, had a problem, and man, it was just instantly, I got good support. I recommend them to you. It starts building trust, credibility, and You know, it's very important. Now, be prepared for support before it destroys everything you worked so hard to accomplish. That is one of the, like I said, one of the biggest problems that people face when they get started out. They totally forgot that they were going to have customer support. And then they were scrambling to get it under control, and that's not a good position to be in. Support desk versus email support. A lot of people say when you get started out, just get yourself a Gmail account or something like that. Have all your support going there until later on where you can get a support desk or something. I do not recommend that. I recommend you start out from the very beginning, getting a support desk set up. Even if you're going to handle it yourself, if you don't have, or if you're going to outsource that, your support, whatever. Make sure you have a support desk, because that's going to ensure the deliverability of the support and your answers back. The problem is using a Gmail account or any other account is a lot of the times you're going to totally miss the email. It's going to go to your junk folder, your spam folder, somewhere where you missed it. Even if you check it, you know, they may have, maybe they wrote the subject line where your spam filter that is in, you know, out, so it didn't go to your inbox. Then you've missed it, and then you've got somebody that's not happy because it wasn't your, you know, just totally, you know, was not something that you were trying to neglect. You just totally missed it because it got in your spam and you deleted it, you know. And then they're saying, hey, I've been sending in these support tickets to you and you're not answering them, and you know that's going to make people unhappy. So don't go the email route from the very beginning. Set up a support desk that's going to guarantee a little bit better deliverability on your support. Very, very important that you start up support before your list building. You want to have all of these things in place before you even get that first person on your list. Know what your free offer is. Know that it fits your market. Research. Have your support set up. Have your, you know, your domain and hosting, your squeeze pages, everything set in place, ready to go, so that when that first person comes on to your list, that you begin building that important relationship, building your credibility, your expertise, building that relationship with that person, and having a very successful time at it. Because a lot of people do not prepare properly and they end up failing and end up in just frustration. So summary, building an email marketing list is going to be one of the single most important aspects of your online business. The money is in a quality list. Your market must know you, trust you, and like you. You need to start thinking right away, I need to become the credible expert. Those people coming on my list need to see me as the credible expert. If they don't, if you're missing out on this, they're not going to buy from you. Always test and track your results. The trick here is to test to find what works best, stop what doesn't work, and improve what works to increase conversion. So always be testing and tracking your results. Like I said, your autoresponder allows you to be able to do a lot of this, but make sure that you're testing your squeeze pages, your emails, everything, you know, right down to the, you know, every I is dotted and every T is crossed, you know, as well as you can do it. Make sure that you're testing and tracking your results. If it doesn't work, stop doing it, or find a different way to make that work. If it's really working, work to even improve it even more so that you can increase your conversions. And that's what it's all about. Not settling for something that's just working, you know, pretty good. You want to always be improving so that you are doing the best possible job of converting somebody coming onto your list into a hot buyer. Consistency is key. Once you get started, you don't just set it and forget it. You need to be consistent. Your automation is in process, yes, but you need to be consistent in your follow-up. Don't have, you know, a follow-up series of 7 in place or whatever in your email autoresponder, and that's it, and you never follow back up with them. You need to consistently be building that. So maybe you start out with 7, but then as you're going, you consistently are adding to that follow-up series so that you have an ongoing relationship because with that person. You know, consistently driving traffic to your list, consistently you know, improving on the quality of your free product, consistently improving on the relationship building, consistently getting feedback from your customers. Excuse me. Consistency is going to be the key at everything that you are doing. Invest the majority of your precious marketing dollars and times in converting qualified, targeted prospects. Focus on quantity of quality leads, and you're going to have to research your market. You've got to know who your market is, what their problems are. You got to know the solution to that, and when you get this right and you're marketing to the right people, you're going to see how well things really start taking off. I want to thank you for joining me on this training. It's time now to take action and get setting up your own list and begin list building for yourself. And as we get farther into this training, we're going to really help you with this. So stay tuned. My suggestion is that you go back over this and and even take more notes. But get ready for a really good training coming up. We're going to be talking a little bit more about this list building and talking about how to create that free irresistible offer that we're talking about. So we've got some more great stuff coming up. Thank you very much for joining me.